Congratulations, St. Lucie Public Schools, Class of 2020.
Please join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, and welcome parents, families, and friends, and my students, the class of 2020. Welcome to a very special graduation ceremony today. Today will forever be described as one of the most unique graduating ceremonies we have ever offered before. To all of our viewers who are watching with us right now, we are honored you have chosen to be a part of Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Pratt Magnet School's virtual graduation. All of our lives will forever be changed due to this pandemic. To the medical personnel in the front lines fighting to save lives, essential workers, and those families who lost a loved one, Panther Nation offers our support and love to get you through these troubling times. We are in this together. Know that tough times don't last, but tough people do. I heard the music playing, and I can imagine all of you walking down the aisle wearing the colors of maroon, white, and gray, representing the tradition of excellence and pride of the premier educational center in St. Lucie County. As I said earlier, today marks a unique day. Most of you had a clear vision, a 2020 vision per se, on how this day was supposed to happen. My hope is that this day is just as special as if we were conducting this ceremony live and in person. In December 2019, somewhere in China, the discovery of COVID-19 was first introduced, not knowing the impact of how this virus would affect us here today. We are all in a situation that we've never been involved in before, having to practice social distancing, quarantining ourselves in our homes to ensure our safety. Who would have ever imagined that the citizens of this great country would adhere to these new policies? Yet, life goes on. Now we are faced with new challenges, with new uncertainties, and with a new normal. How is that going to look? I wish I could tell you. During my quarantine time, we played some old school songs, but there was one song that encouraged me the most. I remembered one of Tupac's songs, Keep Your Head Up. I know you're asking, who is that? Trust me when I tell you, he was the truth. The hook went a little something like this. No matter how hard it gets, keep your chest out, your head up, and handle it. Class of 2020, how do you keep your chest out and your head up when the best part of your senior year was taken away from you? I know this is tough to hear, but we have to face this difficult moment to get through this storm called life. At some point in our lives, we will or we have faced a storm too. I understand the emotional roller coaster, the headache, and the pain that comes along with loss. I am living proof that when I say I know how it feels to have your whole life flipped upside down, turned around, and not know what to do or where to turn to next. But life still goes on. So I had to handle it. That's easier said than done. You cannot let disappointment hold you back. Tom Mullen shared that the place of your greatest disappointment can become the setting of your greatest comeback. Our lives are full of setbacks, and this will not be the last setback that you will face. You have to handle it. Is the key to unlocking your success. And I can only offer a suggestion on how that begins, and that's with change. Change what, Mr. Lazo? Change your mindset. Change how you see yourself. Change what you're doing. And most importantly, change your attitude. Get out of this state of it's not fair mentality, because life isn't fair. This change will be a reinvention of yourselves, a better you, a creative you, an innovating you. In order for a true comeback to happen, these things must change. If you have something that you want or something that you've never done before, you have to be willing to do something you've never done before. Class of 2020, I've never done this before. We've never done this before. So your comeback is going to be what defines you. We can learn something from history and read the countless stories and watch movies about individuals and companies that had the greatest comebacks. What you're going through right now is going to be the next bestseller or the #1 box office hit. So Panthers, keep your chest out, keep your head up, and handle it. You were built for this. Would you give me this one last honor as your proud principal in saying our school motto, once a Panther, always a Panther? Thank you.
Please welcome at this time Superintendent E. Wayne Gent.
To the class of 2020, on behalf of the school board, I want to congratulate you on your achievements. I want you to know that I share in your disappointment that we are not together live with your graduating class in one venue. The district remains committed to having a graduation ceremony this summer if it is safe to do so. Jim Collins, the author of the book Good to Great, and his colleague Morton Hansen co-authored a book entitled Great by Choice. The authors analyze what makes the world's best companies thrive, even in the most uncertain and chaotic times. Chapter 1 is entitled Thriving in Uncertainty, and the authors pose the following question. Why do some companies thrive in uncertainty and even chaos, and other companies do not? I want to quote a line from the first chapter. Quote, "None of us can predict with certainty the twists and turns our lives will take. Life is uncertain, the future unknown. This is neither good or bad, it just is, like gravity. Yet the task remains how to master our own fate." End of quotes. So graduates, throughout your lifetime, and even before you were born, there have been many tumultuous events that have shaken our country and our world. The 9/11 terrorist attacks, the 2008 stock market crash, polarizing politics, technological changes, global competition, and now COVID-19, when it seems that our basic needs are being threatened. Through all this chaos and disorder, some leaders and companies have thrived. Collins and Hansen state it's because of three things. Number one, these companies don't merely react, they create. Number two, these companies don't merely survive, they prevail. And number three, they don't merely succeed, they thrive. The authors go on to say that an organization's greatness depends on what people do and not on its environment. Success isn't the result of luck and circumstances, but success is the result of the discipline required to get it done. So what does this have to do with you, a graduating senior? It is my belief that these principles not only apply to great leaders and organizations, but to all of us, especially in these uncertain times. My challenge to you is this: seniors, don't merely react, but create, contribute, and produce. And seniors, don't merely survive, prevail, overcome, and triumph. And finally, seniors, don't merely succeed, thrive, flourish, and prosper. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Good morning. It is hard to believe that 4 years ago, we came to Fort Pierce Westwood High School, not knowing what to expect, not knowing many of our classmates, and definitely not knowing how it would actually feel when our 4 years came to an end on this big day. So many changes, including that now we are the first class to graduate from Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Prep magnet. So what have we been doing for over the past 4 years? We spent our first few weeks of 9th grade just testing the waters, eventually deciding to give this place a chance. And by the end of year 1, we decided that there was no going back. We're here for the long haul, and it would be fun. In year 2, we discovered we had friends that we couldn't think of leaving. We had teachers we liked a few, and a couple others we didn't like so much. We knew the hallways and campus like the back of our hand. We were getting involved in clubs and sports. That was the year we realized that Westwood was for us. By year 3, we started thinking of life after high school. We were ready to go from being a small fish in a big pond to a small fish in a giant ocean. Year 3 is when we decided what kind of person we wanted to be. Then came year 4, which had to be the most confusing. The teachers and coaches and staff we liked became the ones we all loved. We learned to respect everyone that supported us because we realized how much they cared. Now some of us were wishing we could stay a little longer and slow the year down. But we've grown from baby cubs during year 1 to full-grown panthers, and it's time for us to pounce at our future challenges. Year 4 is finally coming to an end today, and I don't really want to go. Thinking about my fellow graduates, I don't just envision graduates. I picture my best friends who've become more like my family, and the people I sat in the back of the classroom while the teachers told us to be quiet. I remember the football games and other sports, homecomings, senior pinning, and senior breakfast. I see all the memories of the last 4 years just racing around me. So we're not going to be sad because it's ending. We are so happy that we all experienced these years together and now have these memories to share. Congratulations to all. We are about to become Fort Pierce Westwood Academy Panther alumni. Once a Panther, always a Panther.
Thank you, Chelsea. This plaque is awarded to Chelsea Cantarero for her leadership in leading the class of 2020 as its president. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Fort Pierce Westwood Academy's salutatorian, Janet Delancey. Janet is graduating with a weighted GPA of a 5.46. She has already completed her associate's degree at Indian River State College and will be attending Florida International University in Miami to earn a bachelor's degree in nursing. Her goal is to work as a nurse practitioner. She has earned over $225,000 in scholarships, in addition to Florida's Bright Futures Medallion Scholarship. Janet is a proud member of the National Honor Society and Environmental Club. Janet is the daughter of Garrett and Teresa Delancey, and sister to Garrett Jr., Garion, Christopher, and Dominic. She is also the granddaughter to Donna Levine. Now it is my pleasure to congratulate Janet Delancey as Fort Pierce Westwood Academy's salutatorian.
Class of 2020, we freaking did it. We made it. Like Drake said, started from the bottom, now we here. We've struggled, we've thrived, we've laughed, we've cried, and now I can finally say we've conquered. I am so proud of all of us. The last 13 years of schooling has led us to this very moment, a moment we can be proud of forever. Our hardships and triumphs have allowed us to grow so much. We have created memories that will forever hold a special place in our hearts. 2020, we really did that, point blank, period. Miss Rhoda may have stolen the last of our time together, but she can never steal all of the memories we have made. Class of 2020, be proud of our accomplishments. No other class can say they virtually graduated. We are a different breed. We're going down in history. Today, I would like to honor some special people who have helped with my success story. First and foremost, I would like to thank my parents. My mom instilled a love of education in me. My dad instilled a love for others. Both of them have taught me what it truly looks like to be a good human. I am forever indebted to them and will forever be grateful. Secondly, I would like to thank my grandma. She has been my rock throughout my whole life. Without her, none of this would have been possible. Thirdly, I'd like to thank my family, also known as my biggest support team. I'd also like to take the time to thank some important mentors. Thank you, Miss Macy, Mrs. Posh, Dr. Sennett, Mr. Woodland, Mrs. Killian. Thank you, administration team, especially Mr. Martin. And last but definitely not least, thank you, Mrs. Sims. Mrs. Sims saw me at my lowest low when I didn't even know who I wanted to be anymore or what I wanted to do with my life. She helped me figure out who I am. She never failed to remind me that I was worth it and I could achieve greater than what I set my mind to. She has truly inspired me. Lastly, I would like to thank all of you. Although I don't know each and every one of you, you have all played a role in my story. Thank you. As I conclude, there is one last thing that I would like to talk about. It's something that truly changed my life, and I hope will change yours. I want to begin by sharing a quote from the Yes Theory, a group of guys on YouTube who challenge themselves and the world to seek discomfort. We fail to explore the world, not just geographically, but in its depth, by failing to connect with those around us and listening to what our gut truly tells us. We're afraid. We fear these situations, we fear stepping off our autopilot, and we fear what we cannot predict. I was in a rough point in my life when I stumbled across the Yes Theory on YouTube. This idea of seeking discomfort seemed so foreign to me. I just brushed them off as another group of YouTubers trying to make it, until something resonated with me. It was the idea that fears don't have to control your life. Class of 2020, take the wheel back. Don't let your fears control you. The world is our playground. Let's explore. Today is the day we begin our journey seeking discomfort. Yes Theory's name says it all. Start saying yes. Live in a yes mindset. My aunt once told me that living in a yes mindset is living life as an optimist, believing the glass is half full rather than half empty. She told me that when we say no to one thing, we're really just saying yes to another. There are always two answers to any question, and I've decided to say the positive. Now's your chance to start saying yes to life. Living in the yes mindset can be challenging because it's not normal, but I promise you it will help you live a happier life. You too can become an optimist. So I challenge you to push yourself in this next chapter of your life. How will you shape your future? Stop letting your fears dictate your situations, but instead use them to drive you forward. Set goals, achieve them, then make new ones. Seek discomfort. I will leave you on this note, class of 2020. What is your next yes? Thank you.
It is my honor to introduce to you Fort Pierce Westwood Academy's valedictorian, Drew Brown. Drew is graduating today with a weighted GPA of a 5.48. She has completed her associate's degree in biology track at Indian River State College. she is continuing her education at Florida State University, where she plans to earn her bachelor's degree in nursing. In addition to her academics, Drew was a cheerleader and played on the school's softball team as a pitcher, a shortstop, and in the outfield, all 4 years of her high school career. Drew is the daughter of Christine Cobb and Andrew Brown, and sister to Christopher Brown, Javon Osborne, and Lorendra Brown, and Jasmine Rouse. Help me in congratulating Fort Pierce Westwood Academy's valedictorian, Drew Brown.
High school truly has been like a movie. More specifically, like the scene from Mean Girls when Damien yells, "She doesn't even go here." I relate to the scene because I did full-time dual enrollment and I was rarely on campus. I know many of you are thinking the same thing about me, so I'm going to take this time to introduce myself. Hello, I'm Drew Brown, your class of 2020's valedictorian. Before I get into the speech, I want to reflect back on the past 4 years and say thank you to some people who made this dream a reality. First and foremost, I would like to thank God, my parents, my family, and my friends for keeping me on track, helping me stay level-headed, and encouraging me to fulfill my wildest dreams. I would also like to thank my coach and mentor, Arnold Gaines, for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. I would like to thank Coach Ursula, Coach Robinson, and the rest of the softball team. Having the chance to play with you guys and for the many memories. I wish we could just ball out together one last time. Last but not least, I would like to thank Coach Jenkins, Coach Will, and the rest of the cheer team. Having the chance to be your cheer captain was by far my best high school memory. You guys will always hold a special place in my heart. Now that I've been sentimental, I'm supposed to give this inspirational speech, but I truly don't know where to start. This brought me back to the end of 8th grade year. I was at a freshman night seeing all the attractive programs. After hearing what the programs had to offer, I had to decide which school I would choose. This led to the beginning of freshman year. I was at a different school, trying a different program with a different goal. That was to get my IB diploma. IB was challenging, but I didn't want to just give up. I decided that I would stay one more year, see if I would adjust. That didn't happen. I was already doing dual enrollment during the summer. I enjoyed it, so I decided to make a switch to full-time. I had a lot of people trying to persuade me to stay, but I did what felt best for me. I now recognize that this was the best decision of my life. I truly excelled the last 2 years of high school, and now I'm here, graduating #1 in my class. With that being said, my own trials and tribulations led me to our senior quote by Mary Dunbar. We are each gifted in a unique and important way. It is our privilege and adventure to discover our own special light. After pondering over this quote, I broke it down into 2 parts. The first part reads, we are each gifted in a unique and important way. To me, this means that everyone is on this earth with a different purpose. Most would agree that the biggest goal in life is to be successful and happy, but the definition of success and happiness varies person to person. If your goal is to become a doctor, you will go to school for several more years as someone whose goal is to become a carpenter. The social stigma, the pay, or the salary doesn't make your goal or talent any less than the next person. You have to use your talents and your interests to help do what makes you happy. Don't live a miserable life trying to alter your happiness to fulfill someone else's goals or dreams. The second part of the quote says, it is our privilege and adventure to discover our own special light. Many of us have chosen to go off to college, trade school, straight to work, or maybe even to take time off. Whatever path you have made chosen, or whatever path you plan to choose, embrace it. You may have one idea and it leads you to another. You may go off on your journey and learn about something completely new. Find what you like best, perfect your craft, and excel at whatever makes you happy. We will leave here today officially taking the first step into our next journey. I wish you guys all the best of luck. Don't be afraid to try new things to see what fits you best. Discover your light, embrace your gift, and most importantly, congratulations to the class of 2020.
Mr. Gent, distinguished members of the school board, as principal of Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Prep magnet, I present to you the graduating class of 2020. I certify that they have met the graduation requirements of the School Board of St. Lucie County and the state of Florida.
You may award their diplomas at this time.
Please prepare roll call.
Drew Brown. Janet Delancey. Chelsea Cantarero. Maxwell Mackenzie. Kaylee Macaron. Lorenzo Gallardo. Caleb Stacy. Salvatore Piazza. Matthew Zoll. Heriberto Lara Mijares. Justin McKinney. Kavir Sugdeo. Joshua Semino. Sean Celestin. Anna Thomas. Casey Schultz. Michaela Sampson Pagan. Joshua Buster. Bianca Jules. Alexis Akers. Nicholas Stange. Dylan Batchelor. Kamaya Rogers. Hunter Perfecto. Justin Gazdaco. Pablo De Gracia. Imani Wright. Noah Gunto. Diana Soto. Aaron Buchanan. Kylie Capraro. Chad Atkins. Manijah Scott. Ty Coward. Jameric Morel. Melissa Distill. Juan Alcantar. Chase Adams. Jean Adrian. Giovanni Alcantar. Jocelyn Alamy. Ashley Anderson. Hallie Anderson. Breeza Andrade. Antonio Andrews. Antricia Andrews. Alex Aristamine. Eris Aristamine. Jennifer Avalos. Marvin Ayala. Kimoy Baker. Noe Barboza Cortez. Blaine Barnard. Ron Travis Barron. Courtney Battle. Zaking Baxter. Ricardo Boge. Devon Beckwith. Roberto Benavides. Wensgy Bienami. Joseph Birch. Sonny Blue. Calvin Bowman Page. Antoine Brown. Jamillian Brown. Zymesha Brown. Larry Brunson. Akayla Burgess. Christopher Burgess. Michaela Burgess. Ladarius Burks O'Neill. Datavius Burr. Rayana Burr. Saint Carranza. Jakiria Carswell. Nathanique Cartwright. Rubinsky Saliska. Alan Sarin. Maria Sarin. Billy Charles. Santaj Charles. Dejerian Clark. DeLune Clairvaux, Victoria Collins, Vincent Collins, Shane Cooper, Androon Carolian, Ethan Curry, Jeremiah Dacius, Austin Daigle, Bernijah Davis, Taikisha Davis, Sashay DeGracia, Merlanda Delsis, Natalia De Leon Lopez, Anne Marie Dennis, Jakaya Dent, Presenilidine Dentalis, Logan Derrico, Rami Dial, Anthony Dionisio, Nakia Dobson, Taylor Dodson, Gianna Dorio, Glade Dor Lewis, Latravion Dorvilliam, Leslie Doval, Nayeli Doval, Zytasia Dukes, Esbedi Dumas, Gilbert Edmond, Richard Edmond, Roberte Elise, Zaria English, Octavia Irvin, Giovanni Espinoza, Lucero Estrada, Bertoni Ferdinand, Cheyenne Fitzel, Joel Flores, Noe Flores, Natalie Franco Gutierrez, Joshua Frank, Janae Frazier, Demisha Frazier, Yolanda Frazier, Ariana Frierson, Robert Fuller, Nayeli Garcia, Devin Gatlin, Yasmin Gatlin, Tyrese Gale, Lamar Gibson, Sonia Gill, Victor Gillis, Caitlin Gonzalez, Ulysses Gonzalez, Xavius Goodman, Devin Gorzong, Claudia Grant, Janaya Grant, Catherine Green, Johnny Green, Maurice Green, Van Griffin, Cody Grooms, Richard Gross, Wenslow Garrulus, Ethan Guevara, Cecilia Guillen, Layla Hare, Ryan Ham, Caleb Hammond, LaPortia Harris, Ryan Hartley, Tamira Hatchett, Stephen Henry, Carmen Hernandez. Diana Hernandez. Juan Hernandez. Colin Hetherington. Olivia Higgins. Joshua Hinson. Darquan Hodge. Jamal Hodge. Kirsten Holcomb. Taylor Holland. Talia Holloman. Kiana Horton. Denijah Houston. Eric Howard. Kanijah Howard. Jadari Jackson. Zakara Jackson. Zaria Jackson. Eugene Jacques. Sandrina Janvier. Janasia Jean. Enka Jean. Jean Jerome. Wildalina Judy. Akron Jones. Jannard Jones. Kanaya Jones. Nia Jones. Wilnisha Joseph. Nixon Just. Tamara Kuntz. Vanessa Lade. Claudia Lallemand. Derek Lamb. Grace Lamb. Brino Lapointe. Mark LaRose. Fabiola Leon. Edna Leroy. Taylor Lewis. Alejandro Lopez. Jan Lopez Cardona. Heather Lorick. Tahina Louidor. Vena Louijean. Michaela Lawyer. Alexander Lucero. David Luna. Yaneli Luna. Sontavia Lynn. Marie Macias. Jeremiah Mackey. Dominic Magana. Eloisa Magana Hernandez. Hurley Mark. Lucia Marron. Scotty Marseille. Annalisa Martinez. Bernarja Martin. Francisco Martinez. Perla Martinez Ayala. Yasmin Martinez. Leatrix McIntyre. Kanaya McLean Culver. Orion McDowell. Tatiana McMillan. Alicia Mendoza. Urbans Maritzier. Elliton Mino. Elena Meaty. Mariah Mobley. Nicholas Montague. Klishara Moore. Kenneth Moore. Denise Morales Ruiz. Tiana Mullings. Dylan Murphy. Ramera Murray Kintons. Taekwon Miles. Michael Najak. Jamil Naimi. Ricky Nelson. Jerry Neston. Erica Nicholson. Andre Noble. Esther Aurelian. Luisa Ornis. Jermaine Osborne. Devin Ohm. China Owens. Jamel Owens. Sabrina Pagan Vera. Leonard Page. Daniel Palicios. Christina Partington. Alvin Pascal. Tegan Panella. Thamar Peralt. Blaze Perez. Elizabeth Perez. Isaiah Perez. Andy Perla. Silquan Perry. Jada Pierce. Elizabeth Panacho. Jeremiah Plaisir. Savannah Plumstead. Jose Ponce. Kaisha Pounds. Dallaire Presna. Avery Raman Gibson. Saray Ramirez. Mario Ramos. Abigail Randall. Elizabeth Rhea. Jalea Reed. Timothy Reese. Tarek Reeves. Adrian Renee. Antonio Renee. Michelle Reyes. Darren Rhymes. Cole Rigsby. Amilcar Rios. Fayana Roberts. Keone Roberts. Alasia Robinson. Brittany Robinson. Devanisha Robinson. Kiana Robinson. Lenzel Robinson. Magali Rocha Salinas. Brianna Rogers. Kiana Rogers. Brian Rojas Camacho. Joanna Romero Garcia. Jolson Romulus. Rochelle Rudzinski. Cami Ryan. Tyler Rydberg. Maximus Zapinski. Valenci Sansui. Burson Santil. Julissa Sanchez. Chance Sands. John Santos. Joshua Sargent. Jared Sayers. Sharina Scarlett. Amethyst Scott. Mackenzie Self. Miracle Shelton. Robbie Shiver. Ethan Silva. Ladarius Sermons. Aleska Smith. Nathan Smith. Zykeria Smith. Khalil Spires. Alyssa Sprague. Samuel Stanley. Satheka Success. Jakaya Sweet. Witcherly Sylvain. Davion Taylor. Jaden Taylor. Alexandra Taran. Andiello Thermitis. Dayon Thomas. Isaac Taracchio. Tantalus Toussaint. India Townsend. Kyla Trudell. Antoinette Tumblin. Antasia Turner. Rosario Valdez. Alexander Vasquez. Vanessa Vasquez. Vilsaint Vilbrun. Brittany Villafana. Patricia Vining. Jada Walker. Torrance Walker. DeAndre Wallace. Cody Walton. Victoria Warner. Trawan Weathers. Cameron Webb. Kajani White. Asia Williams. Bryant Williams. Daviana Williams. Malik Williams. Michael Williams. Taekwon Williams Pratt. Tyler Williams. Zachary Williams. Diamond Willis. Demetric Wilson. Janaya Wilson. Acacia Winslow. Philip Wood. Nicholas Wright. Cedra Wright. Yanetzia Young. Matthew Zami. Omar Zuniga.
Mr. Gent, I present Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Prep Magnet, graduating class of 2020. Graduates of St. Lucie Public Schools, await your confirmation.
I confirm you as graduates. Please turn your tassels.
Please join me in singing our school's alma mater.